In reflex action, fine tips, that is dendrites of receptors, that is sensory neurons, quickly relay a message in the form of electric impulse via sensory nerves to the spinal cord. The spinal cord then sends information, impulse, via motor nerves to effectors, that is muscles or glands. The reflex actions generally involve spinal cord for quick response to specific stimulus, or otherwise the thinking process of brain may take time and delay the response. However, information input also goes on to reach the brain where thinking process occurs. The path taken by nerve impulse in a reflex action is called reflex arc. When our hand accidentally touches a hot object, the heat is sensed by thermoreceptors present in the skin of hands. The receptors trigger nerve impulses in sensory neurons. Sensory neurons transmit the message to the spinal cord. In spinal cord, impulse is passed on to the interneurons, which in turn pass it to the motor neurons. The motor neurons transmit the instruction to the muscles in our arm. The arm muscles contract and pull our hand away from the hot object. This is also referred as spinal reflex. Reflex arcs have evolved in animals because the thinking process of the brain is relatively slow. Reflex arcs have evolved as an efficient way of functioning in the absence of true thought processes.
Pupil size is controlled by reflex actions. In bright light, the circular muscles of the iris contract to make the pupil smaller, protecting the retina from damage by too much light. In dim light, the circular muscles relax and the radial muscles contract. The pupil widens, allowing more of the available light into the eye, and we see more clearly.
Significance of reflex action. 1. It avoids overloading of brain. 2. It results in quick response, otherwise the thinking process of brain may take time and delay the response, which may harm the animal.
Brain and spinal cord together form the central nervous system. The spinal cord is a soft bundle of nerves that extends from the medulla region of the hindbrain. Externally, the spinal cord is cushioned by 3 protective meninges. And as in the case of the brain, the space between these membranes is filled with the protective cerebrospinal fluid. Internally, the spinal cord looks like a tube within a tube. The inner tube is dark grey in color and is H-shaped in structure. Spinal cord is also protected by the backbone or vertebral column. Each bone of this column is called a vertebra. The spinal cord runs in the hollow continuous cavity located in the center of these bones. Why are the brain and spinal cord more protected than any other organs in the body? Apart from being the most delicate and important organs, the brain and the spinal cord are constituted mainly of nerve cells. These cells, once damaged, cannot repair themselves easily. The spinal cord is about 45 centimeters long in men and 43 centimeters long in women, and slightly thicker than a normal pencil. The spinal cord is much shorter than the backbone. In fact, the last quarter of the vertebral column has only branches of nerves that come out from the spinal cord. A total of 31 pairs of spinal nerves arise from the spinal cord. These are named and numbered according to the vertebrae with which they are associated. Each spinal nerve is formed by a combination of sensory nerves that brings messages to the spinal cord and a motor nerve that carries information from the spinal cord back to the affected body part.